we all know the Cardinals have been a very tough watch, especially here recently. I'm calling for Michael Bidwill to fix this. You're calling for something different.
Well, I'm calling for the same thing. It's just my idea to fixing it is for Michael Bidwill to look in a mirror and fire himself. I mean, the Glendale Cardinals have a worse winning percentage than the St. Louis Cardinals. So obviously the new stadium isn't the issue. Number two, if he was putting on a job performance rating of other employees on his staff that had a record that he does and a track record that he does, would he keep them on staff? If going to the Super Bowl was enough, then why aren't Rod Graves and Ken Whisenhunt still employed? That's not enough to live on anymore. Over the 20 years since Michael Bidwill has taken over, this is one of the sorriest franchises. I don't think he's the worst owner in all of the NFL. He's better than Mike Brown, but I think he should at least step up and decide, I'm not good at running a football team, and just be the owner. It's arrogant and a jerk of me to ask him to sell. Just because my car goes fast doesn't mean I should be forced to sell it. But in the response of him actually owning, take a step back, let somebody else run the franchise.
Lena, you and I are in that building today. It was tough.
It was
tough to be in there.
A lot of parking spaces.
a lot of empty
kickoff.
seats.
Fans were leaving at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I mean, just the apathy of the fandom.
I drove home from Mass, past there, and forgot they were home.
Yeah,
there's no traffic.
That's where we're at now with this franchise, Doug. The fan base is just not connected, which is so sad because we've seen that building rock and be such a great home field advantage at time. We've seen what happens when that team is good, what it does for our community. There just seems to be such a disconnect right now. It's going to be hard to close that gap.
And obviously everybody's first question now is, okay, the future of Jonathan Gannon. And I'm still one of those people that I don't say Jonathan Gannon should be fired, but he should walk into that office tomorrow and ask this question: why did you quit? Because there was no doubt anybody not named Calais Campbell on that defensive line did not know what time the game was today. I'm never going to say Budda Baker quit, but he did not play well. And this whole team, at some point, Nick Rollis, your idea of letting them dink and dunk in front of you and run the ball was not working. I get it. You're scared of your corners. You were afraid to blitz. But the idea you had wasn't working. This was more than just a loss. Special teams. Why are you not catching kickoffs? Why are they all bouncing at the 5-yard line so you start at the 20? This was a completely mismanaged organization, and it's from top to bottom right now. So I'm not going to defend Jonathan Gannon. If they want to fire him, great, but here's the problem. Who's going to be doing the hiring? Are we going to get Steve Wilkes again? Are we going to go back and get Sam Bradford off of the free agent list? I just don't trust people above to make the decisions if you do decide to fire somebody.
Well, Doug, the players are still backing Jonathan Gannon, and they are in lockstep saying that they still have things to play for, pride, jobs, and they did not say that the effort was lacking. Jonathan Gannon said that he saw the effort throughout practice. But do you think not even having the chance at the playoffs is weighing on this team? They haven't won a playoff game in 10 seasons. How does that impact the organization and the fan base? And these guys come into work every day.
If it is impacting them, then you've got the wrong players in the locker room, because it is their job. None of us get to decide when we go to work, well, this is going to be hard because I have nothing to play for. You have your paycheck to play for. You had your livelihood to play for. And most importantly, when you say pride, that's your last name on the back of your jersey. If you care what that looks like, then show it. And if they actually think they put forth a winning effort today, then we know we've got a problem. And the problem is the leadership in the locker room. And I have never called out Cardinals leadership, but if they're not willing to call a spade and realize they didn't give what it takes every day of this week to come prepared, then we don't have what it takes in the locker room, and there should be an entire clean house effort going on next offseason.
Yeah, you feel for a guy like Calais Campbell and Budda Baker, who have been those leaders, and they just keep being unable to experience the pinnacle of this career that they've built.
There's an amazing play in this game before one of the Rams' touchdowns in the second quarter. Calais is getting double teamed, and he reaches out with his left arm, makes a tackle on a running back with only one arm to save a touchdown. Unfortunately, the very next play was a touchdown, but you can't question Calais, his heart or his leadership. I hope that they can pay him enough to come back next year when we all know he won't.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he does and finish his career here. This season could not have gone more wrong for CC. Doug, of course, the big news this week, Kyler Murray going to miss the rest of the season, likely ending his tenure here in the desert. I think we all can agree that a divorce, a split between these two sides is just coming. Are you buying the legitimacy behind him being on IR and him being hurt since week 5, or is there some politics behind the Cardinals in K1?
I would ask you this. If this team had a chance for the playoffs, would he be coming back? And my answer to that question is yes, he would still try to come back. So that lets me know, yes, there are politics going on, but it's on both sides, and here's why. They want to be able to trade him because it drops the salary cap hit immensely, so why risk him getting hurt and putting him back on? Yes, it's politics, but I admit if I'm either Kyler Murray, his agent, or general manager Monty Austinford, I would do the same thing.